Good afternoon, my Real News Midday TV family. Welcome back to the channel for another news update. And in the news this afternoon, food drop turns into drug bust at a lockup. Man denies the charges. What should have been a simple food drop-off has spiraled into a criminal case with high-stakes implications for Kenneth Richards, who now stands accused of trying to smuggle drugs into the Montego Bay Freeport lockup. The contraband was allegedly tucked beneath a dumpling. The 43-year-old appeared before the St. James Parish Court on Wednesday, where he pleaded not guilty to 3 charges: possession of ganja, dealing in ganja, and introducing a prohibited article into a correctional institution. According to court documents, the incident unfolded on June 12 when Richards arrived at the facility claiming to bring a meal for an inmate. But during a standard security check, officers reportedly made a startling find. Hidden under a dumpling in the food container was a small plastic bag containing what appeared to be approximately 8 ounces of ganja as well as a tobacco. The search team acted swiftly, seizing the illicit package before it could make its way into the cell block. Richards, upon being cautioned, allegedly blurted out, "Oh God, my uncle put it in there, but me take responsibility." During the brief hearing, the court clerk informed the parish judge, Natisha Fairclough Hilton, that the prosecution was still awaiting critical documents, including the forensic certificate to confirm the nature of the substance and the chain of custody statement to validate handling of the evidence. With those pieces still missing, the judge adjourned the case for mention on July 30 and ordered that Richards' bail be extended until then. Man fined $1.2 million after applying for a passport in different names. Jason Jarrett has been hit with a $1.2 million fine after being convicted of passport fraud. According to court documents, the case emerged on November 15, 2024, when the police received the information from the Passport, Immigration and the Citizenship Agency indicating that a case of double identity had been detected. Subsequent investigations revealed that Jarrett had submitted 2 passport applications in 2002 under different names. On April 28, 2002, Jarrett applied for a passport under the name Carlton Lloyd White, and on August 5, 2002, he submitted a second application under the name David St. O'Brien Carr. There was no indication that Jarrett had traveled on either of the passports issued in those names. In court, defense attorney Delbert Morgan argued that Jarrett had traveled abroad, made some bad choices, and was subsequently sent back to Jamaica. According to Morgan, this was Jarrett's first brush with the law and was fully aware of the circumstances of his actions. The lawyer said Jarrett had expressed remorse and asked the judge for leniency. Presiding Judge Natisha Fairclough Hilton acknowledged the circumstances surrounding the first application, but questioned the reason for the second. "While I understand the initial set of circumstances that could have prompted Mr. Jarrett to apply for the passport in a different name on the first occasion, I fail to understand why he applied for another passport in another name on the second occasion," the judge said. Jarrett was fined $400,000 or 3 months imprisonment on the first account and $800,000 or 6 months imprisonment on the second. Brayton residents protest the police killing of teenager. There was a fiery protest in Brayton, Portmore in St. Catherine after the fatal shooting of a teenager. Details surrounding the incident are not clear. However, residents claimed that the teen was shot by the police. The incident, which occurred sometime after 8 p.m., has caused unease in Phase 3 of Brayton. Angry residents started a fiery protest using old tires and old debris to block the roadway, causing inconvenience to motorists. Personnel from the Independent Commission of Investigations were reportedly at the scene of the incident after being notified. Up to June 19, Indicom was probing 154 police fatal shootings. Young St. Catherine man gone missing. 18-year-old Omari Morris of Indiver Crescent, Cumberland, St. Catherine, has been missing since Thursday, June 5. He is of dark complexion, slim build, and about 165 centimeters, or 5 feet 5 inches tall. Reports from the Portmore police are that Morris was last seen at home at about 11 p.m. However, his mode of dress at the time he went missing is not known. All efforts to locate him have so far been unsuccessful. Anyone knowing the whereabouts of Omari Morris is asked to contact the Portmore police at 876-949-8422, the 119 police emergency number, or the nearest police station. Half of Jamaicans against the move to make Portmore a parish, says a poll. The public appetite to make Portmore the 15th parish is low, even as the government continues to push the controversial move. The findings of the latest RJR Gleaner commissioned Don Anderson poll suggested that 1 in every 2 Jamaicans disagree with giving parish status to the Sunshine City. The verdict by 50.9% of polled people is that they do not support the move to make Portmore the 15th parish. On the other hand, 32.9% were in favor of a parish designation for Portmore, while 16.2% were undecided. Pollster and head of market research services Don Anderson said the results were largely dictated by how respondents say they would be voting in the next general election.
Because those persons who said they were going to support the People's National Party, of course, the leaders of the People's National Party opposed it. So 50% of those who we interviewed said, no, we don't believe Portmore should be, and the large majority of those were people who supported the People's National Party. But 33% of those we interviewed said, we believe Portmore should become. And within that, you will have supporters of both parties, but again, most of them were from the Jamaica Labour Party.
The poll was conducted between May 16 and June 7 among 1,033 registered voters 18 years and older. It has a margin of error of plus or minus 3%. The Portmore Parish law has been a point of heated debate between the government and the opposition, especially in recent months. The Jamaica Labour Party on February 11 leveraged its majority in the House of Representatives to push through the Counties and the Parishes Amendment Act 2025 to establish Portmore as Jamaica's newest parish. Subsequently, the Senate also passed the bill on February 28. However, the People's National Party did not back down, taking legal action to block the pursuit. Movement has since stalled as the government was ordered to pause the implementation following a Supreme Court ruling stemming from an injunction sought by the PNP. Chief Justice Brent Sykes ruled that Portmore can be officially made a parish, but only once the proper constitutional procedures are fully satisfied. Guys, thank you for watching. See you this evening at 6 p.m. for another news update.